For the time being, let's shift our attention to some other stories now. Where the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said that he will be visiting Saudi Arabia and also the United Arab Emirates for talks on Iran. Bear in mind that both Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are allies of the United States and are seen as rivals of Iran in the region. Now, Mike Pompeo has said that he'll be stopping in the two countries on his way to India, where he begins his visit from tomorrow. Now, speaking to reporters before flying out, Mike Pompeo said that he'll be talking to the two U.S. allies to make sure that both the countries are strategically aligned.
I'm heading out today. Our first stop will be in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, two great allies in the challenge that Iran presents, and we'll be talking with them about how to make sure that we are all strategically aligned and how we can build out a global coalition. A coalition not only throughout the Gulf states, but in Asia and in Europe that understands this challenge as it is prepared to push back against the world's largest state sponsor of terror.
All right, so that is what Mike Pompeo said ahead of his visit to Saudi Arabia and to United Arab Emirates. However, Pompeo has also reiterated that at this point of time, the United States is prepared to negotiate with Iran with no preconditions whatsoever to ease the tensions in the Persian Gulf. The tensions between Iran and the United States have intensified after the United States drone was shot down by a surface-to-air missile by Iran on Thursday. Now, Iran, of course, has stated that the U.S. military drone that was being used for surveillance over Iran was in Iranian airspace. However, the U.S., for its part, has been defending its position, stating that the Iran, although carrying out surveillance of Iran, was in international airspace over the Strait of Hormuz. Donald Trump has also reportedly aborted a military strike in retaliation to the drone incident. All right, now, in an interview to NBC, U.S. President Donald Trump described the events that led him to call off the military strike on Iran pretty much at the last minute. Now, the United States was planning what was a retaliatory attack against Iran after one of its surveillance drone was shot down by an Iranian surface-to-air missile. Now, Iran has, of course, stated pretty categorically that this drone, the shrapnel of which you are looking at on your screens, was quite clearly in Iranian airspace. It had violated Iranian airspace and it was carrying out illegal surveillance. But the United States, for its part, has, of course, been defending its position that the drone was over international airspace and over the Strait of Hormuz. Now, Donald Trump has said that he does not want a war. He has also reportedly called off a military strike that he said, the estimates that were put out was almost about casualties of 150 people. And this retaliatory action did not seem fair and proportionate, according to Donald Trump. Listening to what the U.S. president had to say as to why he chose to call off the airstrikes pretty much at the last minute.
Were planes in the air?
We're about ready to go.
Yeah?
No, but they would have been pretty soon. And things would have happened to a point where you wouldn't turn back or couldn't turn back. So they came and they said, sir, we're ready to go. We'd like a decision. I said, I want to know something before you go. How many people will be killed? In this case, Iranians. Mm-hmm. I said, how many people are going to be killed? Sir, I'd like to get back to you on that. Great people, these generals. They said, came back, said, sir, approximately 150. And I thought about it for a second. I said, you know what? They shot down an unmanned drone, plane, whatever you want to call it. And here we are sitting with 150 dead people. That would have taken place probably within a half an hour after I said go ahead. Yeah. And I didn't like it. I didn't think it was proportionate.
All right, so that is the statement that was given out by Donald Trump as to why he chose to call off the airstrikes pretty much in the last minute. There's, of course, speculation on whether the planes were already airborne at the time he decided to call off the strike. Now, on Friday, Iran has, of course, said that it's received a message from Trump through Oman offering talks on a range of different issues. They also claimed that Donald Trump has said that an attack on Iran was imminent And also, the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has dismissed the claims that have been made by Iran, although he himself has come forth and stated that the United States is willing to negotiate with Iran without any preconditions. Listen in to what the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said.